Welcome. What we're going to do today is we are going to create a QuickTime recording and then upload that QuickTime recording to YouTube. The QuickTime recording that we're going to make is a review guide for our midterm. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is find QuickTime. Where you can find QuickTime, if you don't know already, is underneath the spotlight. Just type in QuickTime and your QuickTime player will come up. It's an application. It may pop up on your bottom ribbon. If you click on the QuickTime, it looks like a gray or dark Q with a blue center. You'll be making a new screen recording, so you'll be able to click on that. I'm creating a screen recording, so it's not available for me right now. So now, what do we need to make our video of? I'm just going to go into my chemistry class. Both classes have the exam review at the top, and then you click on exam review, and it's a PDF, so you'll need to download it and open it with preview. Okay, I have mine open already, so I don't need to re-download it. And then you should be able to see the midterm review. Since it is a PDF, open it with Previewer, and when you open it with Preview, you'll be able to annotate it. The annotation buttons are here on the right hand side. Edit will allow you to add text. Markup will allow you to highlight. So once you open it, the first thing that you'll need to do is you'll need to complete the study guide, because this is the review. You can read through this. The first page is just an introduction with instructions. The second page is periodic table, and then you actually get into the actual questions. To answer these questions, what you should do is click on again edit, and this ribbon will come up. You have a text box here. You can change the font and color and such by clicking on the little A on the far right. This will pop up and you can change the font, you can change the size, and you could even change the color of your text. And then you're just making text boxes wherever you have answers that you need to put in. So I'll go ahead and put in my first. I already put in a few answers. I'll put in one more answer here. And electron configuration shows the arrangement of electrons around the nucleus of an atom. So I'd go through and create my study guide. I would not video record as I created my study guide. That's going to take a long time. And then after I had finished my study guide, that's when I would open up QuickTime, start screen recording, and then talk yourself through the study guide and the answers that you came up with. So now I'll show you what I would do if I were making the video starting right now. I'd go in, I'd come down here, and I would say that I would highlight the important stuff. So there's 50 multiple choice questions on the midterm, so that's something that's important. The materials, the resources that I'll be able to use a periodic table, and I'll be able to use a calculator on the midterm. So those are important things. This is my periodic table. I'll be able to make use of that. And now, let's review question number 1. In science, we make observations, ask questions, design procedures, take measurements, and draw conclusions. And in order for something to be classified as science, there must be a way to gather evidence in support and against the idea. Write one scientific question and one non-scientific question. So what I did is I said my scientific question was, does watering influence plant growth? And my non-scientific question is painting beautiful. The reason why the scientific question is a scientific question is because there is a way of proving that, supporting it or gathering evidence against it. The key part in the question, I'll underline one scientific question and one non-scientific question. That's what I've got to pay attention to. My non-scientific question is painting Is a painting beautiful? There's no way to definitively say that and gather specific evidence to support or reject that everyone could agree on. And then I would go through each question and expand a little bit on my answers. My answers can be brief and to the point, but I should expand on them. Another example is like question number 7. So question 7 down here, I've already set up my answer, which you should have done as well, but this might need some additional explanation because you just have math going on here. So I'll explain how to calculate average atomic mass. This question asks, what is the average atomic mass of uranium? Then it gives us key information. 234 U is 0.01%, uranium-235, 0.71%, and uranium-238 is 99.28%. Immediately by looking at these numbers, I can tell you that the atomic mass of uranium should be close to 238 because it occurs 99.28% of the time. Though there is uranium that is lighter, has a lower mass, it doesn't exist very often. So it's not going to have that much effect on the atomic mass. When you try to calculate atomic mass, you'll take the mass number and then you'll multiply that by the percent abundance as a decimal. So you have to convert that percentage to a decimal. You'll see 0.01% is converted as 0.0001 because you have to shift the decimal place 2 times to the left whenever you have a percentage, and it needs to be expressed as a decimal. So you'll take these numbers, multiply them together, and then the second step would be summing those 3 numbers together. You should end up with 237.9783 AMU, because AMU is the atomic mass units. Remember, this is a multiple choice question on the test, all right? Or it's going to be similar to a multiple choice question on a test. So on the actual exam, make sure that you are able to round, because you're going to have to pick one of 4 numbers that may or may not be rounded to 1, 2, 3, or 4 decimal places. So hopefully this helps as far as creating the video and creating your review. Like I said before, make sure you answer all the questions first and then generate your video review of those answers. The last part I need to show you is how to save and upload to YouTube. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to edit your screen recording and upload it to YouTube and save it. So what I have here is a screen recording, and I edit it by clicking on Edit, and I selected Trim. So now I'm going to try to trim my video at the end. At the very end of my video, I believe I can just drag it and shorten it to wherever I would like to stop it. So I know where I want to stop my video, which is right here as I start going through this stuff. So I'm going to cut it off right here. If I click play, I can jump all the way to the end, and I'd be able to see exactly what I was doing at that time. How to save and upload to YouTube. After you're done your recording, so I actually wanted to shorten it up a little bit more. You can play again. Save and upload to YouTube. That's exactly where I wanted to stop. So I'm going to trim it. Now it's trimmed, it's shortened just a little teeny bit. And then the last step would be to actually upload it to YouTube. So I would File, Share, YouTube. and then I would type in my YouTube name and password. This is actually the same as your Google address. So I would type in, for me, estevez.joseph@criticalminds.org, and then I would type in my password, and I would click on sign in. And I would have to fill out these items here and then click next. So this one will be sample video, the description, and a tag. Put a comma after your tag, and then I'm going to change mine to education. I click on next, and I click on share. And then what it's going to do is it's going to upload and share my video for me. And that is all. Hopefully this was helpful and useful. Good luck as you work on yours.